Good evening, I'm Haryanto Diman. Thanks for joining us on ST Live. Tensions rise over Taiwan as all eyes are on US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Reports say she has left Kuala Lumpur and that she's heading to Taipei next. This is part of her tour of Asia, which began in Singapore on Monday. The Taipei stop comes despite China's warning on Tuesday that Washington will pay the price for what Beijing regards as a severe provocation. Reuters reported several Chinese warplanes flew close to the median line, dividing the Taiwan Strait. At the same time, 4 US warships were positioned in waters east of Taiwan on what a US Navy official termed as routine deployments. A visit by Mrs. Pelosi comes amid worsening ties between Washington and Beijing. She's second in line to succeed US President Joe Biden and would be the most senior politician to visit in 2.5 decades, since Newt Gingrich in 1997 when he was House Speaker as well. And given these precedents, American officials have privately urged the Chinese government to shrug off the visit. Separately, President Biden's advisors have also cautioned Mrs. Pelosi against visiting. News about the possibility of Mrs. Pelosi heading to Taiwan after Malaysia surfaced last night. Taiwan media are reporting that she's scheduled to arrive tonight and will meet Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen tomorrow. Reports are also saying Mrs. Pelosi will stay at the Grand Hyatt Taipei Hotel.
Pelosi! Pelosi! Pelosi!
And just across the Grand Hyatt Taipei Hotel, protests have broken out ahead of Mrs. Pelosi's visit. Pro-China and unification support groups showing their displeasure over her visit. The Straits Times' Taiwan correspondent Catherine Wei is tracking developments. This is what she told us moments ago.
I'm Catherine Wei here in Taipei, Taiwan, where everyone is waiting to see if U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will be arriving later tonight. Behind me is the Grand Hyatt Hotel, where Mrs. Pelosi reportedly will be staying for one night before she heads to Taiwan's parliament, the legislative yuan, to meet with President Tsai Ing-wen the next morning. While Taiwan was not on Mrs. Pelosi's Asia tour itinerary when it was announced, the topic of whether she will be visiting the island has caused much debate in Asia, leading to rising tensions once again between the U.S. and China, as China views Taiwan as a breakaway province. The visit itself has also caused many Taiwanese to worry if this will provoke China into taking military action, although experts say it is unlikely.
Meanwhile, Beijing says it's in communication with the US over Mrs. Pelosi's Taiwan visit, which it called provocative. A China correspondent, Elizabeth Law, joins me now. Elizabeth, the topic on Mrs. Pelosi's visit to Taiwan was brought up in the Chinese Foreign Ministry's regular press briefing this afternoon. Now, what did the ministry say?
Well, the topic has actually been dominating the Foreign Ministry press briefing for, I think, about the past week or so now. But today, I think we got the most severe warning thus far, where spokeswoman Hua Chunying actually said that the US will pay the price for any miscalculation or for infringing upon China's sovereignty and for infringing upon China's security interests. So these are very strong words that we have not heard thus far, and it seems to be a warning of what is to come.
Beijing has issued increasingly severe warnings over this visit and has not ruled out a military response. Liz, what could that military response be?
Well, so what we know thus far is that this is this summer season, and we have a lot of military exercises that are already going on. The maritime authorities have issued warnings to say that they are conducting live firing exercises in the Bohai Sea, which is a bit further up north, and in the South China Sea. This has also meant that a lot of planes that are flying to Xiamen, which is the closest coastal city to Taiwan, have been affected. There's about 30 planes or so that have to reroute because they would usually fly over the South China Sea, but because of the military exercises that are going on, they now have to fly inwards towards the west inland. So we know that that is happening. We can expect that there will be more military presence, possibly in the Taiwan Straits. We know that the response that will come in the coming days will involve some sort of military response, maybe more live firing exercises, maybe we will see more planes that are buzzing close to the median line. But of course, this response is not just going to be one that is solely military. There will also be an economic response. And we have already seen that from yesterday, where China already said that it will ban about 100 over exporters from Taiwan who will now not be allowed to export things into China. And these include things like honey, seafood, and tea. And this really follows what China has done before, where it already bans pineapples from Taiwan, claiming that they bring in pests into China. And they've also banned garupa, which is a kind of fish, from Taiwan. And that has been some of the economic levers that they have been pushing.
Elizabeth, thank you for the updates. China correspondent Elizabeth Law. Our coverage continues on straitstimes.com and on Facebook as well as YouTube. Now don't forget to click subscribe to stay informed and activate the bell icon on YouTube to catch live news updates. I'm Haryanto Diman. Thanks for watching.